This is the part of the show I really enjoy because we get to take some photographs that you send to me. We play around with some design ideas. Today, we've got a beautiful new house in the Craftsman style from Becki in Oregon. Now just take a look. You can see it's new construction, and she says she's not that happy with the landscape she has. It was probably part of the builder's package. So now's a good time to maybe move some of those things around. I've got a few ideas for you, Becki. The first thing, of course, that jumps out at you here is that you've got all these utilities here that we'll definitely want to screen. I'm not sure exactly where your property line is from this photograph, but let's assume that it's somewhere in here. I think that to give this a very natural feel, which is something you indicated you wanted, we might start on this side up here with maybe some of those birch. You being in Oregon, you're going to be able to grow those beautiful white multi-trunk birch. There's an idea for that. And then under the birch, I would fill this all in with evergreens to try to hide these utilities as much as possible. All right, let me put away this. Let's get started with some ideas that will springboard off of what I just talked about. All right, let's go back and we're going to put in our birch here. Maybe it's 2 or 3 of them and they're on this hillside. And we're going to use some rhododendron back here in the back. I love leaving the big stones that you have in place. I would come down and probably add some laurels in front. Now I don't know, you need to check with code and make sure you can cover these things. And then likewise here I would use another evergreen. You might take one of these little spruce or maybe just leave these and bump this one back. So keep that group of spruce here on the corner. And then for the front, I think what I would do is I'd like to balance this with a spring flowering tree. So all the way on the far right side over here, I might come in with a beautiful Yoshino cherry that would be planted over here. It would come into this space. And you probably need another evergreen right in here. So we could go back to a rhododendron. You want to repeat the same thing. So think about rhododendron here, rhododendron here. You're going to have the cherry over there. You can see how we're beginning to balance this. If you really wanted to make it charming in the cottage style, not sure which direction the front of the house faces, but what we could come in and do, and we could do a rose of some sort or some sort of vine across those really handsome timbers. Now, let's think just a moment about some of the perennials and annuals, which would really add a lot of punch to this. Currently, you have this little yellow daylily. Looks like a variety called Happy Returns. What I think would be better with the color palette you have here is maybe more of an apricot or salmon colored daylily. Just think about that. And rather than spot them around, you can see we've got them all over the place, I would group them together. So what I'm going to suggest here is obviously you're going to have to keep this gravel for your drainage, but you can conceal that quite readily by using some pennisetum or grasses along here. I would add purple coneflowers and then those big drifts of daylilies like I talked about maybe here across the front. Then you've got right at the edge an opportunity to grow any number of annuals. You could, in the spring and summer, you could have petunias cascading out here, maybe one called Bermuda Beach that has sort of that salmon color to it would work, I think, beautifully with the brick color. You got a great looking place here, Becki. Good luck with it.